Play ay 2 oras na. Tunghayan ang lahat ng news and updates sa Philippine sports kasama ang iba't ibang pangalan sa palakasan. Power and Play kasama niyo ako, Noli Eala, tuwing Sabado mula alas 8 hanggang alas 10 na sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM.
Mas pinalawak, mas pinalakas, mas pakikinggan sa buong Pilipinas. By land, by sea, and on air. Broadcasting live from the studios of Radyo 5 in Mega Manila. 25,000 watts ng balita, impormasyon, opinyon, inspirasyon para sa bawat Pilipino. 92.3 News FM, Radyo 5, Radyo 5. Ito ang totoong tunog ng serbisyo publiko.
Kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Power and Play! Narito na ako, Noli Eala, kilalanin ang mga nasa likod ng bawat laro. Sa buhay man o sa playing court, game na tayo! Power and Play sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo. Ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Tulay sa magandang kinabukasan, yan po ang mundo ng palakasan at yan ang ating pag-uusapan sa inyo pong paboritong kasama tuwing Sabado ng almusal. E di paano? Bangon na! Power and Play na! Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga kapatid. Ako Pebrero 4. Taong 2023, naku Pebrero na pala. Mga kapatid ang bilis ng panahon. Bumabati po muli kami mula sa studios ng 1PH at ng Radyo 5. Ako po si Noli Eala at ito po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum, Cherry Tigo, it's fun to drive. Chooks to go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. True Religion, where passion meets power. And of course, ang ating mga kasama na mga bago po sa programa ang Regrow Minoxidil, Regrow Your Confidence. Magandang umaga po sa lahat ng suki natin sa Radyo 5, sa 1PH at sa Facebook Live. Sana po kayo nasa mabuting kalagayan. It is February, the month of love. Sana ay maayos ang inyong kalusugan. Alam nyo po ngayong mga panahon na to na talagang napakabilis ng panahon. Malamig pa rin ang mga umaga, biglang iinit. Kaya ingat-ingat po tayo sa sipon. Bagamat talagang halos wala na, pababa na ang ating mga kaso ng COVID-19, wag pa rin po tayong masyadong magpabaya. Tuloy-tuloy po ang ating pagiging vigilant and of course sa ating pong mga kapaligiran ay tayo po'y mag-iingat. Pinag-uusapan po natin ang tulay sa kinabukasan, yan po ang role ng sports sa napakaraming kabataang atleta at sa napakarami pong mga dumaan na dyan sa tulay na yan. Well, yan po ang ating magiging tema mamaya. Dahil po ang ating mga makakausap ay mga taong talaga namang naging very successful o di kaya naman ay naandun na sa pintuan ng tagumpay. Mamaya po makakausap natin ang isa sa pinaka maningning na bituin ng Philippine basketball, si Mason Amos, Gilas Pool member at Ateneo Blue Eagles star or upcoming star. Siya po ay ating makakausap sa In the Spotlight, ay young basketball superstar na napakalaki ng potential na maging talaga namang mahusay, sikat, matagumpay at malaking tulong sa Philippine basketball. Pinag-uusapan natin ng Philippine basketball. Isa pang star ang ating nakapanayam kagabi. Exclusive sa Power and Play. Hindi pa po siya nagpapa-interview since siya po ay nakarating doon sa Toulouse, France, kung saan siya na ngayon ay isang player ng TMB, yung Toulouse Metropole Basketball, si Jack Animan. Ano po ang nangyari kay Jack? Bakit siya napadpad sa France? At ano ang kanyang mga plano? Mamaya po exclusive sa Power and Play. And of course, the winningest coach in PBA history. Siya po ang ating mga kapanayam, tunay na naging matagumpay dahil sa palakasan, dahil sa basketball, dahil sa PBA. Coach Tim Cone in the house. Mamaya po sa ating first hour dito sa Power and Play. Ang dami pong nangyayari sa mundo ng palakasan. Ang tumambag sa ating kanina, ang balitang si Kyrie Irving ay humihingi na po ng trade mula sa kanyang koponan na Brooklyn Nets. Naku, pambihira magandang himayin sana ito, no? Alam niyo po to si Kyrie Irving. Ito yung basketball superstar na ngayon ay papasok sa All-Star Game ng NBA. Ito rin po yung nagsabi na ang mundo daw po ay patag, hindi po bilog, flat. Siya po nagsasabi niya na. Alam niyo po, napaka makulay at madrama ang naging season ni Kyrie Irving. Ito po ay nagkampiyon sa Cleveland kasama ni LeBron. Nagpunta po sa Boston. Nangako na siya po ay tatagal doon, pero after 1 year umalis, napunta sa Brooklyn Nets. At bago po nagsimula ang season, humingi po siya ng contract extension. Inoferan po siya, hindi po siya binigyan. Humingi siya ng trade para siya po ay ma-trade ng Brooklyn Nets. Biglang siya po ay sinuspinde, nagkaroon ng problema sa COVID, bumalik, naglaro, maganda ang ipinakita, kaya nga nasa All-Star Game. At siya naman po ngayon ay humingi ng contract extension. Ang balita po, binigyan siya ng isang offer na nakatali sa kanya pong pagkapanalo ng isang kampyonato para sa Nets. Hindi po yata nagustuhan. At ngayon pong umagang ito, lumabas po ang balita na siya po ay humihiling na ng trade mula sa kanyang koponan bago ang trade deadline ng NBA sa February 9. Naku, pambihira ho itong storyang ito. Dahil po may mga nanliligaw na sa Brooklyn na makuha si Kyrie Irving. 4 po yung koponan na yan. Yung pong Miami Heat, yung Phoenix Suns, Dallas Mavericks at ang Los Angeles Lakers. Naglabas ng post si LeBron James, cryptic post, yung pong parang pahapyaw na nakikita kita, Kyrie. So, tingnan po natin ang magiging takbo nitong drama ni Kyrie Irving. Of course, napakarami pa pong mga balita tungkol sa mga personalidad na inyong pong sinusundan at mamaya po ay ating ibabalita lahat yan. Pero syempre, simulan na po natin ang paghimay sa mga buod ng balita sa Sports Weekly Highlights.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Simulan po natin sa good news. 3-4-3 si EJ Obiena sa simula ng taon. Podium finish ulit ang Pinoy pole vaulter sa ikatlong sunod na pagkakataon, kasunod ng bronze medal finish sa Mondo Classic sa Sweden. Season's best 5.91 meters ang na-clear ng Asian record holder para sa patimpalak. Tumabla yan sa indoor Philippine record. Nauna nang naka-silver si Obiena sa Germany at gold naman sa France noong linggo. Of course, ang nanalo po dyan ay ang kanyang karibal na si Mondo Duplantis. Sa NFL naman, nagretiro na sa ikalawang pagkakataon si Tom Brady. Inanunsyo ng 7-time Super Bowl champion ang kanyang exit sa laro sa isang Twitter video. Hindi na raw ginawang big deal ni Brady ang second retirement dahil nagamit na raw niya noong isang taon ang kanyang emotional retirement essay. Tumagal ng higit 2 dekada ang karera ng legendary quarterback na nagsimula noong taong 2000. Siya ang itinuring na greatest of all time ng NFL. From one all-time great to another, umangat naman sa 4th sa all-time assist ladder si Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James. Naungusan na niya sina former NBA players Steve Nash at Mark Jackson. Meron ngayong 10,345 total assists si The King. Next na sa listahan sina Chris Paul at Jason Kidd. Pero mukhang malabo ng matibag ang 15,000 assists ni John Stockton kung saan siya ang numero 1. Sa UAAP Basketball, opisyal na ang comeback ni Coach Pido Harencio bilang UST Growling Tigers coach. Kinumpirma yan ng Royal and Pontifical University sa isang formal statement. Kilala para sa kanyang pride, puso, palaban mantra si Coach Pido. Matatanda ang dinala ni Harencio sa UAAP Season 69 title ang Tigers. Sa PBA, pinadapa ng San Miguel Beermen ang Terra Firma Jeep 122-102 para sa ikatlong sunod nilang panalo. Bumida si Cameron Clark para sa Beermen sa likod ng kanyang 21 points at 14 rebounds. Nakabalik naman sa win column ang TNT Tropang Giga nang talunin ang Magnolia Hotshots 93-85. 3-1 na ang TNT sa solo fourth habang wala pang panalo ang Magnolia. At malungkot na balita naman sa Philippine basketball. Pumanaw sa edad na 64 si 5-time PBA champion Terry Saldana matapos makipaglaban sa sakit sa bato. Binansagang Plastic Man. Naglaro sa PBA si Saldana mula 1982 hanggang taong 2000, kung saan nakilala siya bilang isa sa mga unang enforcer sa liga. Ayon sa dating teammate ni Saldana na si Ed Cordero, nananatili pa rin daw sa morgue ang labi ng dating journeyman. Naku naman, dahil walang kamag-anak sa Pilipinas si Saldana na kumukuha sa kanyang labi. Nakikiramay po ang buong power and play sa naiwang pamilya ni Terry Saldana. At yan po ang buod ng ating mga balita sa Sports Weekly Highlights. Alam niyo po, huli ko nakausap si Terry Saldana at ako po may post noon sa aking Instagram account. Siguro po mga taong 2017 or siya po'y nakita ko sa isang liga diyan po sa Binyang, Laguna. Siya po'y nagko-coach ng isang high school team, assistant coach. Doon ko po huling nakita si Terry Saldana. Of course, I have very fond memories of Terry. Nakasama, na-cover ko po siya when I was a broadcaster. And of course, nakasama rin natin doon sa mga all-star, yung Toyota Crispa reunion back in 2003, si Terry Saldana. So, ako po'y nakikiramay ng lubos sa mga pamilya po at kamag-anak ng ating pong idol na si Terry Saldana. Marami pa po tayong sinusundan ng mga balita. Of course, yung may lumabas na balita tungkol kay Justin Baltasar, tungkol doon sa tila meron daw breach of contract doon sa kanyang dapat na paglalaruan sa Korea. Ating pong susundan yan. And of course, ito pong balita ni Jaja Santiago na siya po ay magiging Hapon na. Kukuha po ng citizenship ng Japan. Ating pong tatalakayin mamaya yan. And of course, yung pong iba pa. Pero ang isa pong mainit din na pinag-uusapan ngayon at ating pong magiging paksa sa ating pong pulso ng bayan ay ang NBA All-Star Game. Kaya po, sa ating pong pulso ng bayan, hatid sa inyo ng Chooks to Go, nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Ang ating pong tatanungin ay sa dinami-dami dahil lumabas na po ang listahan ng mga All-Star members ng All-Star Game ng NBA. sa dinami-dami po dyan, ito po ang tanong sa ating Pulso ng Bayan. Sino po sa inyong tingin ang pinakamalaking player na nasnab ng parating na NBA All-Star Game? Sasabihin ko sa inyo yung mga player na kasalukuyan. Ang mga starters po, Steph Curry, Doncic, Durant, Irving, Nikola Jokic, Mitchell, si Donovan, Jason Tatum at Zion Williamson. Kasama po dyan of course si LeBron at si Giannis na sila pong pipili. Ang mga reserves, Adebayo, Brown, DeRozan, Embiid, Paul George, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tyrese Halliburton, Jrue Holiday, Jaren Jackson, Damian Lillard, Lauri Markkanen, Ja Morant, Julius Randle at Domantas Sabonis. So sa mga player po yan, sino sa tingin nyo ang hindi dapat karapat-dapat at sino naman ang pinakamalaking nasnab ng NBA All-Star Game? Kung gusto nyo po makilahok, mag-post lamang po sa aking Twitter account o di kaya sa aming pong Facebook page ng Power and Play at mamaya po ay ating babasahin yan. Alright mga kapatid, at this point, ipasok ko lang po ang ating patuloy po na pamimigay ng e-wallet credits mula sa Joyride Super App, ang inyong pong bagong kasundo. Napakadali lamang po para manalo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet o JRPay wallet credits. Mag-download lang po ng latest version ng Joyride Super App, kuhanan ng screenshot yung app's home screen kasama ng inyong pangalan, ipadala sa amin pong Power and Play FB page via PM. Isama nyo po ang inyong buong pangalan at registered mobile number sa inyong Joyride account at mamaya po pipili kami ng 5 mananalo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits mula sa Joyride Super App top-up promo on Power and Play. Alright, at this time, ready na tayo para sa ating unang segment, ang inyong pong paboritong Fast Take.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
At ang Fast Take ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. It's fun to drive. At ngayong araw pong ito, balik Fast Takers ang ating makakapiling mga suki natin at mga kaibigan natin sa hanap buhay. Walang iba kundi si Sid Ventura ng ESPN Philippines and of course, si Ed Andaya, ang editor ng People's Tonight Sports. Magandang umaga, Sid and Ed.
Good morning, Kom Noli.
Good morning, Kom.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you sa inyong pong pagsama sa atin ngayong umagang ito. Alam niyo naman, natutuwa ako pag mga veterano, mga kausap ko. Talaga namang himay na himay ang balita. But let me begin. Sid, unang-una itong tumambag sa atin this morning kay Kyrie Irving na gusto niya magpa-trade, no? I will not ask you about Kyrie, but itong kapangyarihan ng mga player ng NBA na humingi ng trade, umalis sa kanilang mga kupunan. Sa tingin mo ba, let's apply it in the local scene. Is this something good para sa isang liga, para sa isang sport na ganito ang kumbaga paraan para sila ay manalo, para sila ay makapaglaro ng mas mabuti? What do you think, Sid?
Well, sa NBA talagang may belief na it's really a players league na, no? May big bucks coming in and people are paying to watch the players play. No, pero sa PBA, it would be nice if the players had more say in things. Yung Players Association nga, medyo dormant na yan, na ilang taon na, no?
Oh, good point.
Diba?
Oo.
So wala ganong voice ang player. So yes, it would be nice to see that players in the local setting having more say in matters. Pero medyo malayo pa yan sa ngayon. Sana someone gets the ball rolling again,
Alam mo, magandang punto yan, Sid. And I wanna ask Ed about this kasi matagal na rin nagko-cover si Ed ng PBA. Ed, yung PBA Players Association, sabi nga ni Sid, matagal nang natutulog yan. Pero bakit malayo yung idea na yan na ang players ay magkakaroon? Of course, we have free agency now, no? Pero bakit mahirap? Yan ba dahil masyadong kulang ang opportunities sa PBA at medyo hawak sila sa leeg ng mga kuponan? Ganun ba yan, Ed? What do you think?
Kom Noli, agree ako doon sa sinabi ni Sid na it's about time na talagang mas ma-implement yung ganung patakaran dahil we're talking about professional players. So as long as na wala namang kontrata na nababiolate and expired na yung contract, so dapat talaga may mabigyan ng mas malaking rights yung mga players natin na to seek a greener pasture. Sabi nga yun ang hanap buhay nila
Tuloy ang nangyayari ngayon hindi sa PBA ang kanilang greener pastures kundi sa labas ng bansa. And I think that is where they are manifesting. Lalong-lalo na itong mga kabataan na kaya rin naming tahakin o ayusin kami ang may hawak ng aming kinabukasan. So I guess it's really a matter of balance. Before I go to the fast leg, gentlemen, isa lang, very very quick. Ang aking pinupulsuhan kanina was the biggest snub sa NBA All-Star Game. Sino sa tingin mo? Sid, ikaw muna. Who was the biggest snub?
James Harden.
James Harden.
He's been putting up really good numbers for the Sixers, Kaya nagulat ako na hindi siya ni-name ng East coaches to the reserves list, So yeah, James Harden.
All right. Ed, sino sa tingin mo? Ikaw. Let's say, wag natin sama si James. Sino? Sino tingin mo?
Yes, hindi. Actually, kung nakakatuwa nga, actually si James Harden din ang iniisip ko talaga dahil napapanood ko yung mga games niya and sayang na hindi siya nakasama ron sa mga reserves na in-announce ng mga coaches.
Oo. Well, ako personally, I think one of the big players na hindi na nakita is De'Aaron Fox, no? I think he's been playing very very well para sa Sacramento. Sacramento's in the playoffs or right now yung nasa top 8 and they have not been in the playoffs for so long. So ako feeling ko dapat binigyan din ng konting reward. Jalen Brunson is another name na all of a sudden is playing so well para sa New York Knicks. Alright, let's go to our fast take issues of the morning. Alam nyo na ang drill, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, huwag magagalit, and of course, ang walang tama, walang mali, ang inyong opinion ang mahalaga. I'll begin with the first issue of the day. Ang ating pong issue ay tungkol pa rin sa NBA. Inaasahan na si LeBron James will break the scoring record of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in a couple of games, maybe in a game or two. And that is a 38-year-old record. So ang tanong, siya na ba ang greatest of all time ng basketball? I will begin with you, Sid. 1 minute. Go!
Well, siguro dahil ako, old school ako, Jordan pa rin ako sa ngayon. I think yung na-accomplish ni Jordan, it was right now more impressive than LeBron's body of work. And actually, hindi lang naman si Jordan saka si LeBron ang nasa discussion Dapat isama mo nga rin dyan si Kareem Kung pagdating sa silverware, 6 championships, 6 MVPs, that's even more than what Jordan or LeBron collected. So you have to remember yung scoring record. Kareem reached that pinnacle without the 3-point shot. He only made 1 3-point shot his entire career. He actually scored more field goals than LeBron did to reach 38,000 points. So, pero yeah, there's a fair argument for all 3 players to be the GOAT, but for now I'm still sticking with Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time sa NBA.
Well, I'm sure many agree with you and lalong-lalo na yung mga old school and sabi nga nila itong mga ganito klase recency bias kasi yung mga bata nakikita itong mga bagong player kaya minsan naiyahambing. Ed, same issue sa inaasahang pag-break ni LeBron ng scoring record ni Kareem. Siya na kaya ang greatest o GOAT ng NBA? 1 minute, Ed. Go!
Alam mo kung ever since talagang Kobe Bryant pan ako And before that, before Kobe, nandiyan nga si Michael Jordan. Pero dito sa debate na ito na kung sino yung all-time greatest player, I have to agree na deserving si LeBron, of course, ang basketball, team sports, pero kaya naman nagiging exciting ito dahil doon sa mga individual performances. And wala nang makaka-argue siguro na itong ginagawa ni LeBron, especially at his age right now. Talagang very phenomenal. Yung break niya yung record ni Kareem after how many years na ginawa ni Kareem yun, hindi pa siya ipinapanganak. Talagang very impressive yung mga numbers niya ngayon. And isang major factor nga doon na pinag-uusapan talaga at his age, ganun pa rin yung scoring average niya. Very, very impressive para sa akin.
I cannot also disagree with you. Talagang LeBron has proven na talagang he is one of the greatest players ng laro. It's very hard, I guess, to ihambing ang generations dahil iba-iba ang circumstances during that time. I am with Michael Jordan. I saw him play and I really think na yung ginawa niya nung panahon niya ay napakahirap. But you cannot argue against the greatness of LeBron James. I'm a fan ni LeBron James. I think at this time, all we can do is enjoy what he's doing and hope that magpatuloy sapagkat LeBron James, I think, more than being the greatest of all time, is probably the greatest face of basketball sapagkat he cuts across and sabi nga nung isang NBA star, LeBron James, ni Draymond Green, walang kontrobersya yan. Walang ni isang kontrobersya nangyari kay LeBron James and it's just so difficult to argue against his greatness. Alright, let's go to our second issue of the day. Ito, local na. Merong balita, of course, na si Jaja Santiago, yung ating volleyball star, na membro ng ating Philippine team, naglalaro dyan sa PVL, ay nag-decide o magde-decide na tatanggapin niya na ang pagiging Hapon o Japanese citizen. So ang tanong, ano ang epekto sa Philippine volleyball sa inaasahang desisyon ng volleyball star na si Jaja Santiago na maging Japanese citizen? I'll begin with you, Ed. 1 minute. Go!
Gom, alam mo, nung nabasa ko yung balita ngayon na si Jaja is turning Japanese ang unang pumasok sa isip ko is si Wesley So, no? I have been with Wesley. I have been covering Wesley since he started nung 9 years old pa lang siya. Talagang nakakalungkot na mabasa o makita natin yung mga ganitong news na yung mga magagaling nating atleta nakukuha sa ibang bansa. Alam natin na mas maganda yung opportunities nila doon. No? Sa tanong na kung ano yung magiging epekto nito sa volleyball, gaya rin nung nangyari sa Philippine chess natin nung nawala si Wesley, I think mas lalong mag-engganyo yung mga players natin na mag-try na mag-excel, lalo na nung nawala si Wesley, talagang marami rin naman tayong mga batang players na lumabas. The same way with volleyball, I think marami pa rin tayong mga volleyball players na pwedeng pumalit kay Jaja. No? Mas lalo ma-inspire yung mga batang players na mag-try sa mag-excel sa volleyball.
Absolutely. Sabi nga nila, hindi naman tumitigil yung talent. Pero syempre, iba pa rin yung Jaja Santiago. Lalo pang napalakas yung national team o yung team ng Japan. Sid, same issue. Anong epekto, kung meron man, sa Philippine volleyball ng inaasahang desisyon ni Jaja Santiago na maging Japanese citizen? 1 minute, Sid. Go!
Well, una-una, we have to consider the circumstances. Si Jaja is engaged to her Japanese coach.
Correct.
Diba?
Oh.
So talagang, small step na lang yun towards gaining Japanese citizenship, no? So parang in a way hindi na nakakagulat yung ginawa niya. As for Philippine volleyball, it will go on naman. Malaking kawalan talaga si Jaja because very unique ang skill sets niya, no? Matangkad siya, na athletic, bihirang 6'5" na Pinay, na player. Pero gaya na sabi ni Ed, marami pa namang magse-step up diyan na ibang players who will take her spot. And it's a challenge to the team and to the national pool to fill the gaps where Jaja would have excelled and band together na lang. It's time for the other players to step up and show their worth.
Well, I agree with both of you. I think Jaja is a big loss para sa Philippine volleyball in so far as her talent is concerned. Rare, bihira yung ganyang klaseng player na Pilipina na napakatangkad, mataas tumalon at magaling mag-volleyball. But life goes on. And like sanabi ng kanyang kapatid na si Dindin Santiago Manabat, they support her. This is her life. Siyang hindi naman volleyball forever ang magiging buhay mo. So I personally also think that I wish her all the best. Sana nga maging maganda ang career niya dun sa Japan. But I think in so far as Philippine volleyball is concerned, napakaraming player. Ang tanong nga dyan, ang mas magandang ang tanong paano natin pagagandahin pa ang Philippine volleyball para hindi mag-isip na mag-ibang bayan ang ating mga player. And in general, lahat ng ating mga atleta. Alright, let's go to our third and final issue of the morning. Ito ay tungkol sa nagaganap na PBA Governors Cup kung saan may mga koponan na patuloy na namamayagpag at meron namang naghahabol. Of course, hindi pa natin nakikita ang Barangay Ginebra. Pero ang tanong, so far, sinong PBA Governors Cup import ang nagpabilib sa iyo? 1 minute, Sid. Ikaw magsimula. Go!
Ililimit ko muna sa yung mga bagong imports, so hindi ko nasasama sina Justin Brownlee, Cameron Clark, kasi alam naman na natin kung ano yung kakayahan ng mga imports na yun. Yung napabilib ako na import, unfortunately last game na niya mamaya, alis na siya bukas. Talagang sa NLEX, si Jonathan Simmons.
So,
I saw him play live sa PhilSports a couple of times, and talagang NBA level ko ang skill set niya, magaling talaga siya, kaya malaking kawalan sa NLEX ito kung pag alis niya. Sabi nga ni Frankie Lim, sinunog ng araw niya yung passport.
nakita ko yun.
ni Simmons para hindi siya makaalis. Pero doon sa mga matitira, yung import ng Converge, magaling din talaga yung Jamal Franklin. Ngayon naintindihan ko na kung bakit pinasok siya in replacement of Ethan Ruspach. Magaling din talaga siya na team player, all around player siya.
Well, tama ka, talagang nakakahinayang na mawawala na si Simmons. Sayang dahil maganda ang performance ng NLEX with him. Ed, same issue. So far, sino ang most impressive PBA import sa Governors Cup para sa'yo? 1 minute, Ed. Go.
Alam mo, Kom, I share the opinion ang kasama natin dito dahil actually I'm thinking also kay Jonathan Simmons of NLEX. Well, after 3 games pa lang na napapanood natin siya, yung averages niya na 36 points and almost 10 rebounds a game. Talagang very, very impressive. Saka alam naman natin na napaganda niya yung performance ng team. Yung sinasabi nga, ginawa niyang twice as good yung mga teammates niya because yung presence niya lang sa court, unfortunately, kagaya nga ng sabi ni Sid, after 4 games, alis na, pupunta na ng China. Pero with the kind of ng performance ni Jonathan Simmons, I think talagang due to comeback yan sa iba pang mga PBA teams natin sa mga future conferences. Sa naiiwan, gusto ko rin yung performance so far ni Cameron Clark. Maganda yung mga naging unang games niya sa San Miguel. So siguro after kay Simmons, si Jonathan Clark.
Well, alam mo, ako natutuwa lang ako na namamayagpag ngayon ang mga teams na hindi nakapasok doon sa huling komperensya, Converge, NLEX, even Meralco for that matter, they're playing very, very well. KJ McDaniels has been doing very well. And ako sana nga ay magpatuloy lamang yan because at the end of the day, ang gusto lang naman natin ay talagang yung bakbakang umatikabo and of course, the unpredictability ng mga laro natin sa PBA. Gentlemen, again, as always a pleasure at lagi akong natutuwa sa inyong mga sagot. Maraming salamat, Sid and Ed. Sana hindi kayo magsawa na sumama sa amin sa Power and Play. Maraming salamat.
Thank you again, Kom Noli. Hello, Coach Team.
Yun, susunod na si Coach Team. Mamaya. Happy weekend, guys.
Yes. Thank you, Kom. Thanks for having me again.
Maraming salamat. Mga kaibigan, ng ating mga kaibigan, si Sid Ventura and of course si Ed Andaya. Mga veteranong sports scribes and of course, lagi nating sinusundan ang kanilang mga sinusulat. Alright, bago tayo mag-break, isa muna pong paalala mula sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live Smart! Sa aming pagbabalik, ang ating pong makakapanayam, walang iba kung hindi ang pinakamaraming kampyonato sa PBA. Coach Tim Cone on Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go at ng True Religion. Ang oras po natin, 8:35 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice na swak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to Go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Magbabalik sa ilang sandali ang programang hindi nyo mabitawan sa 92.3 News FM, Radyo 5.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom! Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Bida, bida kid! Best friend natin ang mas isuot para ligtas. Ingatan ang kamay maghugas bago pumasok sa class. Sa pila wag dikit-dikit, dumistansya para iwas sakit. Laging open ang window para maganda ang airflow. Ikaw at ako ang bida-kid, sa COVID di pa dadaig. Sa ligtas na pagbabalik, sama-sama maging bida-kid.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom! Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Tutukan gabi-gabi ang malalimang pagsisiyasat ng mga napapanahong balita. Hihimayin ang iba't ibang anggulo para sa mas malawak na diskusyon at impormasyon. Samahan sina Ed Lingao at Mian Los Baños mula sa Frontline tonight, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, 10:35 p.m. sa TV5.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom! Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Nangunguna sa balita at impormasyon, tulong at inspirasyon. Ito ang bago at totoong tunog ng serbisyo publiko para sa bawat Pilipino. Mas pinalakas, mas pinalawak na AM sa FM 92.3 News FM, Radyo 5. Radyo 5. Balik tayo sa programang inaabangan nyo sa 92.3 News FM, Radyo 5. Kami ang bagong tunog ng serbisyo publiko.
Power and Play. Game na sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM.
Gusto ko lang pong batiin lahat po ng mga papunta sa Lasal Green Hills Homecoming today, February 4 po yan dyan sa Lasal Green Hills. Mamaya po yan yung ating Balik Berde. 3 years din nawala, no? Mga 2.5 years, no? 2 years din na nawala ang homecoming, and so marami po tayong mga makakasama dyan. I'd like to say hello to all of my batchmates who even flew from the States. Welcome back, and it's good to see all of you. Hindi ko po nakita since about 30-40 years ago, kaya nakakatuwa na makasama sila lahat muli. Alright, at this time mga kaibigan, our next guest does not need any kind of introduction. He is of course a regular, but I haven't seen him in a while, and I haven't been able to really congratulate him. My very good friend, and now another championship in his belt. No other than the head coach of Barangay Ginebra, champions of the PBA Commissioners Cup, Coach Tim Cohn. Good morning, Coach Tim. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Tom. How you doing? Like you said, I haven't seen you in a while. It's great to talk to you again.
It's been a while.
It's been a whirlwind experience since that championship. So
I know. Are you still on a high? How are you?
I hope not. We have a game tomorrow, so we better not be on a high.
Especially your boys. I hope they've come down from cloud 9. But let me ask you, and I want to go straight because I don't want to take up too much of your time. How different was this championship from your last 24?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we just really felt we were playing for more than just ourselves and more than just the Ginebra organization. We really felt like we were playing for the whole country, and I think that's what made it so special. Anytime you can do something for the country, it just elevates the feelings, the motivation, and the energy, and then going against such a tough opponent in their players, but also in their coaching staff, in Brian Gorgian. The harder the mountain is to climb. Once you get to the top, the better the feeling is.
Right,
and it was a tough mountain for us to climb. And the fact that we were able to get to the top was really indescribable. It was really a great feeling, as you can see in all the pictures and the championship and the emotion that goes through on that.
Right. I know. I know that you've talked about it, your championship already, quite a lot, especially in your interviews. But I don't want to belabor the point. But appearing before over 54,000. It's not new for you. You were part of that earlier record, and you broke it again. But did you feel that pressure? I mean, did you think that was more of a privilege or more of pressure for the team?
Well, I think that you have to make a decision on how you're going to approach that kind of situation, and and I think that our guys did a really good job of embracing the challenge of playing in front of 54,000 and knowing that pressure is there. And using it, we kept saying, use the crowd, use the energy. During timeouts, we would talk about, hey, this is the time right now. Our crowd is with us, and being able to do that, as opposed to, Coach Brian on the other side, they're like, let's try to keep that crowd out of it. Let's, hey, we got to, it's a lot easier on my side doing that than what he was trying to do on the other side.
Right. Well, there is no doubt that your team has greatly improved, and this is probably, one of the most talented Ginebra squads that I've seen in the history of Ginebra. When you go down the line, you got Japet, you got C-Stan, you got Scotty, you got LA, Jamie, Stanley, Jeremiah, and all of these guys down the line. Do you think that this is the best team that you've ever assembled? Or how does this compare maybe to the best team that you think you've ever assembled, Tim?
Well, I think this team is, in terms of pure talent, I guess it might be one of the best that we've done. And in terms of athleticism, I've never coached a guy like Japeth before throughout my career. Jamie is obviously really athletic as well. Maya has some of that athleticism, especially the length. He's very long. But Jamie and Maya are still very, very young, and They're still learning the game. They're still learning our system. They're still learning the things that we want to do. Jamie had a spectacular game 7. But there's still so much that he can do and learn. And that's what's exciting about it all, is that, we have some talent, no doubt about it. We have a really good mix of youth and veterans. We still got LA there, who's he's 38 going on 39, but he's still, our acknowledged leader on the floor. Japeth is 30, I just think turned 37 a couple days ago. So, we have the veterans, but we have the youth still coming. And right now, at this point, it's a really nice mix of both. At some point, the veterans will move on, and the younger guys will step up and hopefully get younger guys behind them. And that's how you continue to build a team. And we feel we have some really good talent, but, it's still scratching the surface of their potential. We feel that they have a lot of room to grow.
Well, which makes it even scarier because of the future that holds for these players. But again, many people are, of course, now looking at a Grand Slam. Is this team enough? Not this year, of course. You did not win the All Filipino, but you said it. You have a young talent mixed with the old veterans and a maturing Scotty Thompson, who's obviously the best player in the league right now. And is this enough to win a Grand Slam, Tim?
That's not something that we would even think about or approach or even try to talk about. In all honesty, we don't even come into a conference talking about championships. We just do not. We don't come into the conference saying we want to win this championship. No, we really. I know that it's hard to believe, but we really try to focus on just the day to day. It's what's right in front of us, and we want to do that. And if we start looking beyond, that just puts extra expectations on us. It puts pressure that we don't need. We just need to come in and do our thing daily, every day. Do we have the potential to do something like that? Certainly. I mean, that's what we always believe, that we have the potential to reach the highest that we can. But that's not something we really try to focus on. And even when we did win the Grand Slam with Alaska, we never talked about the Grand Slam. And we made sure we did the same thing when we did it with Sam May Coffee. We didn't talk about ever winning the Grand Slam. We just worked every day, won one championship and tried to win another one. And right now we're just trying to win tomorrow against Rain or Shine. And Rain or Shine, last conference, nobody probably remembers because we won the championship. But in our opening game against Rain or Shine, they beat us by 30 points in our first game of the last conference.
Right.
And it didn't seem like we were going to win a championship at that point. I'll tell you that.
All right. Well, then 25 titles, 2 Grand Slams, 4 Coaches of the Year, 8-time All-Star Game head coach. What still gets you up in the mornings? What motivates you? You said it's a day-to-day thing for you, a game-to-game thing. Is that enough to get you up in the morning and excite you?
It certainly is. I mean, I think every day is a new day with a team. You come in, you have plans. The thing that excites me, and it's never been really the championships, although obviously it's that's ultimately what you're looking for. But it's been the watching players grow. It's their growth. Watching a young guy like Jamie Malonzo get better. Watching a Scotty Thompson from when we got him to where he is now. Watching guys grow and watching them grow together, and the relationships that they build, the bonds that they create. Those are the things that I always excited me. Maybe because I've always felt I'm a teacher more than anything else. And I think if you listen to teachers in a classroom, the thing that excites them the most is watching kids learn and get better and more knowledgeable and mature. And I love watching a team come to maturation.
Well, obviously you saw that with Japeth Aguilar. He's a guy that I saw when he started with Gilas, and now he's just a different player when I see him playing, and certainly it's just a great feeling to see him under you. Let me ask you something, maybe a little bit sensitive here. You won 12 titles with Alaska from 1989 to 2011. That's 21 years, Tim.
13 titles.
13 titles. All right. And you won 12 titles with the San Miguel group from 2012 to 2023, about 10 to 11 years. Do you think you would have been this successful if you did not leave Alaska?
Yeah, it is a little bit of a sensitive question. Well, I don't know. I first let me say I just love my time with Alaska. It was a wonderful growth experience for me. I learned everything that I'm doing now back then through all the experiences that I had through Alaska. I've grown as a coach, and I really don't know. I'd like to think that I'd have some or similar success because you grow as a coach and you move on. The thing with the San Miguel group is that it's a team that equips you. They give you, they make sure that you have all the weapons that you need to go to war with. And I think that's really what's special about the San Miguel group. And you see that with San Miguel, you see that with Pure Foods, and you see that with, of course, Ginebra. And from a coaching standpoint, that is, it's phenomenal. It's truly a blessing. I think every coach knows that you can't get it done without talent. You can't. No matter how good a coach you are, you do need the talent. And you asked me, would I have a team with talent or rather a team without talent? I mean, I'll pick the team with talent every time. And so, yeah, I mean, it's been great being here the last 10 to 11, 12 years, and we've been able to win the championships that we have.
Well,
but I'll never ever, think anything but great feelings about what happened to me in Alaska. It's where I got my start.
I would like to think,
gave me my opportunity to be where I am now.
I've always believed in great coaching. I've always believed in that, and I really think that wherever you went, it doesn't matter where. I think you would have been as successful. Maybe a little longer, but I'm sure you would have been successful anyway. But 25 titles, Tim. You are the winningest coach. Do you think your record can be broken, will be broken?
I think all records are made to be broken. I really, truly do. I think they're all made to be broken. And I think we all looked at Baby DeLupan's record and said, there's no way anybody's ever going to reach that. And someone did. And I think the same is for me. And I think that there's going to be a young coach out there. Maybe it's Ayo, maybe it's someone else, but that's going to go on a run and win a bunch of championships. Even a Norman Black could get on a run and go. So, a lot of it's luck. A lot of it's just being in the right place at the right time. Mm-hmm. But I think all records are made to be broken. I've always believed that.
All right. Well, before I jump into Gilas and talking about records being broken, let me just get your thoughts. LeBron James is about 2 games away from breaking Kareem's record. Your thoughts about that? Did you think that was sacred and untouchable, Tim? And what do you think about LeBron?
I did. I thought it was okay, but I still believe all records are made to be broken. But I never thought, especially because I never really saw LeBron as a pure scorer. He was more of an all-around, player and didn't really focus on putting up big numbers. So I thought that's pretty remarkable that LeBron is. It just goes to show his longevity and his ability to stay on the floor and play all those games through all those years at such a high level. I mean, he's always been to me a freak of nature. I will tell you that I am an absolutely extreme Kareem Abdul-Jabbar fan. So I'm a little bit upset that LeBron is making this record. I love Kareem, and I was a big Laker fan growing up. I'm Milwaukee Bucks first, and Laker fan, and so Kareem is really my guy of all NBA players. So
Well,
the fact that LeBron's breaking that record, kind of, I got mixed feelings about it.
Well,
But,
Kareem
he's well-deserved.
Kareem didn't have his 3-point shot, the era of 3-point shots. So it's really amazing what he did during his career. Let me jump to Gilas right now before I go to the Governors Cup where you will be you're about to play. You are part of the coaching staff, and you obviously are preparing for the 6th window. But let me start with how much has Gilas become, or how much has Gilas improved with Justin Brownlee in the lineup, a guy that you're very familiar with?
Well, I think what Justin does, and I think this is a skill that's very underrated. I mean, we see, him, shoot the three. We see him put the ball on the floor. We see all of his versatility, the things that he can do. But I think his number one skill that he has is he makes players around him better. I think we heard that first when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were playing, that those were guys who made their teammates better when they played. And I think Justin is just like that. So just being on the Gilas team, he's going to make everyone else around him better, and that's going to elevate the team. I think Kai's going to be better playing with them. CJ Perez, Scotty knows him really well. Junmar. These guys are all going to be better players. Dwight Ramos, they're going to be better players because Justin's playing on that team. He knows how to use players. He knows how to get them the ball on the right positions. He knows when to take over a game. He just has that feel, and players can feel it as well around him.
It's interesting that Justin is now entering the pool, and there are a lot of names there that are new, and of course some players who were not there. They were obviously part of the pool. Junmar, for instance, was injured in the last window, and so when I talked to Coach Schott, he said that it's something that excites him. When you look at that lineup now, that pool, Coach Tim, what is the combination that you're most looking forward to seeing in Gilas? Players that have not been together, and now that you have an opportunity to experiment, how they will react with each other, playing together. What is that combination that you'd like to see?
I think Coach Schott is really looking for versatility in the lineup. He wants to be able to match up with big teams, and he can do that with Junmar and Kai and Japeth. He wants to be able to go small and quick when he needs to. He can put a Dwight Ramos at a 4 position and play small. Put 3 guards out there, 3 athletic players out there. I think he's really looking for versatility throughout the lineup, and guys who can obviously run his system. And we want, as much as possible, we want guys who are two-way players. Defense is going to be a really important part of our culture there at Gilas, and so we want guys who are going to come in and focus on the defensive side, and so we're trying to bring not just an offensive system into the team, but a defensive system as well. And there's going to be some really great players that we're going to play against, and we've got to find ways to scheme them, and got to find guys who are willing to be committed defenders to stop them, because if we don't, we don't have a chance. So it's not just a one-way street. It's a two-way street that we need to do, and we need to find guys who are committed on both sides of the ball.
All right. Before I let the Gilas topic go, I will have Mason Amos a little later on the show, and he is part of the pool. You've got 3 young guys there, Shoni Winston, Jerome Lastimosa, and of course Mason Amos. Let me ask you about Mason. He has practiced with the team.
Yes.
What do you think about him?
He is extremely interesting. I mean, he is a big guy who is an absolute lights out shooter. I mean, he can shoot it from anywhere at any time. He's like an Alan Kai Dick at 6'8", and big bodied, and he has the ability to put the ball forward. He's only 18 years old, which is, it blew me away when I found out he was 18. I didn't know it the first couple of practices. I thought he was like a 25-year-old the way he was playing. And but the kid is really skilled. He really, really has a shot at making the final 12 because of the skill that he can bring in. And the versatility. I mean, the ability to shoot outside, the ability to be able to rebound and play as a big. You could almost play him almost like a little bit of a Joe DeVance in terms of not Joe as more of a ball handler, big man, but as a big man shooter. I mean, you could play Amos with Mason with Justin and a big, or you could play him at the 4. There's a lot of different possibilities with him, but he is a lights out shooter.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody shoot like that since Alan Kaidik.
Well, that's good to know. Of course, he's a young player, and we're certainly looking forward to seeing him in a Gilas men's uniform playing in the 6th window. Let me go to the Governors Cup before I let you go, Tim. You will start playing tomorrow, and obviously you are tagged as the favorite because of the fact that you just won the Commissioners Cup with practically the same lineup. Of course, Justin Brownlee is coming back. What is the biggest concern for you right now, Coach?
Well, I think the fact that we are the favorites, I think that's always a concern. That puts a big target on your back. And as in Ebro, we're kind of used to everybody coming and playing their best game against us. That's just one of the things. We did it when I was with Alaska. We did it when I was at San Mig. When Enebra came to town to play us, we were pumped and ready to go, and we always brought our best. So we always expect the best from the other teams when they come and play Ginebra. And this is historical from back to Jaworski days, back when Alan Kaidik was coaching. It didn't matter who was coaching. You just always brought your best against Ginebra because you knew that you were playing in front of a crowd, and you wanted to show in front of that crowd how good you were. Mm-hmm. So that's always the issue that we come against. And now that we're also the favorites, I could understand legitimately why we are. I mean, we got Justin back, we're intact, and we just beat a tremendous Bay Area Dragons team. So we understand that, and we're going to try to embrace that. But we just have to be ready that everybody we play is going to be ready to get at us.
All right.
And we can't take a night off. We have to be ready every night, starting with Rain and Shine tomorrow.
Is the team ready? I mean, you're coming off a vacation. What is the status of the team? How are the injuries coming along?
Well, we only had a week of practice, so we tried to extend and get as much rest as we can because it's coming off a super intense series like that, and coming off an incredibly high emotional state. You want guys to settle down and settle in, and then come back and try to get them as fresh as you can coming back. So the shortened time is more important to us and the break than it was if we, the full preparation time that we would have wanted. So are we prepared? No, but it's only been 2 or 3 weeks since our last game. So I think that we're ready to move forward and move on. Mm-hmm. We're still a little concerned about LA. He hasn't really been in practice this whole week, and since he's still having issues mm-hmm. with his injury that he had at the end of the finals, and that just goes to show how incredible that was. He came out and played a tremendous Game 7, and then doctors told him you have to rest totally without doing anything for 2 weeks. I mean, not doing anything. Yeah. And basically, no running, no nothing. So that's how severe that injury was. And yet he played through it. So what a warrior he was. I think we're okay. I think we're ready to go tomorrow. I think we're ready to play at a high standard. And just really a little concerned about our conditioning. We're going to have to shorten our minutes, but we should be. I think we'll be okay.
All right. Well, before I let you go, you had a comment about the format in the Commissioners Cup was something that you welcomed, particularly the guest teams, and of course, a team like Bay Area, which was coached by a tremendous coach and a terrific international coach like Brian Gorjan. And you said that perhaps there could be more guest teams in the league. Your thoughts about that, Tim? Do you think that this should be incorporated by the PBA more regularly?
That's up to the powers that be. You were there, and you know that what it's like for coaches to make comments off the cup. but yeah, I mean, to my personal experience, it was invigorating. It was motivating to play against the guest team. I think all teams were feeling that way against them. I mean, we knew how good they were. I think the danger here is you bring in a guest team that's not very good, and we've done that in the past, and everybody blows them out, and it's such a letdown and a disappointment. So I think there's a lot of parameters that have to be established in terms of who you bring in, how good they are, and make sure you have a level playing field. But on the other hand, also have a team that's a challenge for everyone.
Yeah,
that's not easy to find, and we found that in Bay Area Dragons. It'll be interesting, if we can find another team that's like that, or whether Bay Area will come back.
Yeah, exactly.
And do it, because I'd love to see them play all Filipino against all Chinese against our all Filipino.
Well,
that would be interesting to watch.
It's a great idea, just to get maybe a franchise guest team coming back regularly. And, it's an idea that I think the people that assures you that the team that's coming back is a quality team, and they can actually be controlled by the rules of the league, including eligibility, including trading, including all kinds of things. If you are able to hold them to a franchise rule by bringing them back altogether. But, here's the bigger thing, and this is my last question for you, Tim. You've been on the other side of the fence. You were with Alaska where, you were not the more popular team. You bringing in the crowds. Of course, I know Alaska always brought a good crowd, but, the harder part is bringing people to watch teams that are not Ginebra. What do you think about that? How does the PBA address this issue about making it more interesting for the fans to watch other teams outside of maybe the San Miguel and PLDT groups?
Well, I haven't really given it a lot of thought, but just off the top of my head, there's always been throughout the history of the PBA, and this is what I've thought in the past. There's always been throughout the history that there's always been a team or two that's more popular than the rest. It's been like that through the history. Back in the days when Meralco was the super popular team, and Crispa, and then of course it went to Crispa Toyota in the PBA, and then it turned into Ginebra. Through the years, there's always been teams that have been a little bit more elite and a little bit more popular than other teams. The difference, I think, now is, as opposed to back then, is that the PBA had no competition in terms of viewing, and so those are the issues. It's really, can you get the can you compete with all the stuff that goes on now in terms of the internet and stuff like that. Like me, I think one of the things that could really help out the PBA and is like I watch the NBA on the NBA app. I can live stream, watch it, whatever. I can get it on demand. I can go back and watch games in the past. 10 years ago, I can watch games with my app, and I think it's really amazing. And I don't know the technology. I'm not a technological guy, but it seems to me that could be something that the PBA could bring in. And I know that perks my interest in the NBA, the ability to watch it when I want.
Right.
And so I keep following it, and I keep locked into the NBA.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see the PBA come out, if they could, with some kind of streaming app that it would be open to all the fans, not only here in the Philippines, but around the world.
Well,
imagine I can watch NBA games right here on my laptop.
Why?
It's not cheap. I can tell you that.
I know.
I can do it. Yeah. And so I think that would be one approach that would keep the interest, that you can watch other teams whenever you want, not just in Ginebra.
Well, the ideal, of course, is always to build 12 Ginebra teams, and that's almost impossible. But of course, always winning comes first, and of course, people love winners, they say, and love the energy. But there will never be another Ginebra, I'm sure. But and obviously, there will never be another Tim Cone. And I wish I could have this chat with you all day long. I could do this all day long, but I have run out of time, Tim. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you around. We have not played golf in a long time.
Let's play golf. I just got that was my big relaxation.
We should play
during this trip. I got to play in a golf tournament.
We should. We really should. We really should.
That was fun.
But I wish you all the best tomorrow, and let's get together soon.
Okay.
Thank
Will
you.
do.
Thank you so
for
much.
having me.
Thank you so much. Mga kaibigan, ang ating pong paborito, and of course, one of the greatest coaches of all time, si Coach Tim Cohn on Power and Play. Obviously, always a fun time talking with Coach Tim. I've missed him, and I really wish him all the best. All right, bago po tayo mag-gap, let's just take a look at some of the viral videos and pop culture in the world of sports sa Stop and Pop.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Ang next video natin ay tawagin na lamang nating kakaibang pick and roll. Hindi po to, and let's roll the video, hindi po to ito yung nakasanayan nating play na may screen. Ito po yung nagdi-dribble yung bata, madadapa, and then he picks up the ball and rolls at the same time. Talagang literal na nag-roll sa court ang player na yan sa fast break play. Ang maganda pa, na kompleto niya ang layup. Wow! At yan po ang ating Stop and Pop moment sa Power and Play. When we return, Jack Animan joins us exclusive on Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go, at ng True Religion.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice. Naswak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to Go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Magbabalik sa ilang sandali ang programang hindi nyo mabitawan sa 92.3 News FM, Radyo 5.
Bida, bida kid! B for best friend, ang mas. I for ingatan, ang kamay. D for distansya, sa katabi. A for airflow, ligtas tayo. 3 B's ay laging tandaan. Bakuna, bayanihan. Bida kid, kaya mo yan. Halina't magtulungan. Ikaw at ako ang bida kid. Sa COVID di ba dadaig? Sa ligtas na pagbabalik. Sama-sama, maging bida kid.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Na-miss mo ba ang game kagabi? Gusto mo bang malaman ang latest happening sa sports? Like and follow us on social media. Pwede mo nang balik-balikan ang mga paborito mong games anytime, kahit saan. At pwede mo nang i-share sa tropa. Dito lang tayo sa nag-iisang go-to tambayan ng lahat at One Sports PHL on social media.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mas pinalawak, mas pinalakas, mas pakikinggan sa buong Pilipinas. By land, by sea, and on air. Broadcasting live from the studios of Radyo 5 in Mega Manila. 25,000 watts ng balita. Impormasyon, opinyon, inspirasyon para sa bawat Pilipino. 92.3 News FM. Radyo 5. Radyo 5. Ito ang totoong tunog ng serbisyo publiko. Balik tayo sa programang inaabangan nyo sa 92.3 News FM, Radio 5. Kami ang bagong tunog ng serbisyo publiko.
Power and Play. Team na sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM.
Kami po ay at this point gusto magpasalamat sa lahat po ng tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Gusto ko po magpasalamat sa Cherry Loom kay paring Elmer Ngo. Isang paalala, Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon mga kapatid. Sobrang init, biglang lalamig, tapos uulan. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom, tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum.
Thank you!
Cherry Tiggo A8. How neat it is to have a 7-seater SUV that has a powerful engine, world-class safety standards, and the latest tech features. Bet you didn't know that the all-new Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro has all these features and more at a very affordable price range. Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro is equipped with a 1.6 turbocharged gasoline direct injection engine, an advanced driver assistance system, and 12 other safety features including traffic jam assist, integrated cruise assist, and intelligent high beam control. The flagship Tiggo 8 Pro allows you more control of the wheel. What's great is you can also join the green revolution with Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro plug-in hybrid electric vehicle or PHEV. So book a test drive now via www.cherryauto.ph or visit a Cherry dealership near you.
Thank you!
Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Subukan ang kanilang pinakabagong oven-roasted chicken na mas pinasarap dahil sa nag-uumapaw na flavorful chicken juice. Try also Chooks, the first dine-in restaurant ng Chooks to Go sa Lipa, Batangas. Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan.
Thank you!
True religion is in the Philippines, where passion meets power. Experience it firsthand. For your best style choices, visit True Religion at Conrad S. Mason Mall of Asia Complex, Resorts World Manila, and Hacienda Designer Outlet Silang Cavite. Visit also their newest branch at Grand Wing Newport City Resorts World Manila. True Religion, where passion meets power.
Thank you!
Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Mga kasundo, first booking nyo, use promo code JRMC Taxi. 50% off on your first MC Taxi ride. Ano pa ang hinihintay nyo? Download the Joyride Super App on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Book Joyride Motorcycle Taxi for safe, affordable, quality, and fast rides. Elms Seafood Paluto, the latest offering of the Elms Resto Bar Group located at Unit 2, Ground Floor, Calle Bistre, Ever Commonwealth, Quezon City. Enjoy their delectable seafood menu in a relaxed casual dining atmosphere for your salo-salo seafood meal. Elms Seafood Paluto.
Thank you!
Skin, your face and body anti-aging center with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills, San Juan for your skin assessments and treatments. Schedule call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886.
Thank you!
Asea Subic Beach Resort. Experience the getaway that you deserve and dive into limitless happenings, rejuvenating experiences, and gastronomic adventures. Asea Subic Beach Resort. Thank you! Sari Suki, gusto mo bang kumita ng higit 50,000 kada buwan? Magkaroon ng online negosyong puhunan? No registration at joining fee. Download Sari Suki sa App Store at Google Play Store. 50,000 kada buwan. Sari Suki, may e-tindahan. Thank you! Regrow Minoxidil, an effective topical hair restorer drug in the Philippines, which is FDA approved. For best results, use Regrow Minoxidil with pre-grow shampoo and conditioner. Choose Regrow Minoxidil and regrow your confidence with healthy scalp and healthy hair. Regrow Minoxidil is available in all Derm Clinic branches, leading drugstores, and department stores nationwide. You can also purchase Regrow Minoxidil on Lazada and Shopee. Just look for the Good Derma Shop and check out your trusted Regrow Minoxidil products. Like and follow our Facebook page at Regrow Minoxidil for promos and announcements. Regrow your confidence. Maraming salamat po sa lahat. Of course, sa Smart, Live Smart. Maraming po salamat sa lahat ng ating tagapagtaguyod. Gusto ko nga palang special mention kay Doc Richie Sarmiento. He gave me an acupuncture session dyan po sa skin. Wow, what a refreshing and reinvigorating session. Maraming salamat kay Doc Richie. Parang sinasabi ni Dr. E, yung healing galing, yung acupuncture. Ang sarap po. Try it. Alright, at this time mga kaibigan, gusto ko na pong ipasok ang ating panayam exclusive sa Power and Play with our basketball superstar sa kababaihan. Dati po naglaro siya sa Serbia, ngayon nalipat na siya sa France. Doon po sa Toulouse, France with the Toulouse Metropole Basketball sa Liga de Feminine ng France. Ang ating pong interview with our basketball star, Jack Animan. Oh, Jack, kamusta ka na? It's good to have you on the show. Maraming salamat for joining us.
Hi, Kom. Kamusta po? Thank you for having me.
Alam mo, we should, kailangan talagang ma-track down kita Kasi kung saan ka napapadpad. Alam mo, the last time we spoke, that was a couple of months ago, nung bago kang dating sa Maynila. Oo. Natanong kita, ano ba ang plano mo after, no? Sabi mo, nagdidesisyon ka pa, whether it is, tinanong kita, Asia or Europe or ano ba? And sabi mo, nagdidesisyon ka pa. Ito, nasa France ka na. Kwento mo nga sa amin, ano ba nangyari at ikaw ay napadpad dyan sa Toulouse, France?
So, I reached out to an agent. She's from Paris, France. I've known her since 2020 before pa po ako mag-States. So, yun, parang, syempre, parang, I was supposed to go to Israel daw, sabi. But then, ang daming nangyari. So parang ako, feeling ko, parang, anong petsa na? Parang 3 months na ako nasa Pilipinas. Tapos wala pa rin akong team. So I reached out to Lauren. Her name is Lauren. And then I asked her if she can work with me. Ayan, if she can find a team for me. And then, etong Toulouse, etong team ko now, nung nasa Serbia pa ako, they want to buy out my contract na sa Serbia. So, that time, nasa LF2 pa sila. Nasa LF2 pa lang sila. Division 2. Then, nag-champion sila. That's why now, they're on the first division na.
Okay. So, again, liwanagin natin. So, sila ay naglalaro sa isang liga na tinatag na Liga de Feminine. Tama ba yan? And this is a national league sa loob ng France.
Yes.
Oo, professional. Okay. Kasi syempre, sabi mo nga, you reached out to an agent. Bakit Toulouse? Of course, hindi dapat Toulouse lagi. Dapat to win. Pero... Pero bakit gawin na lang natin kasi Toulouse Metropole Basketball ang pangalan, so TMB, para hindi na natin sinasabing Toulouse kasi baka malasin Alright, bakit TMB ang napili mo, Jack?
I mean, ako, hindi naman ako choosy Lagi ko sinasabi, as long as na there's a team who's willing to sign me, I'm go for it. And then Lauren scored this deal, and I'm just so excited. Like, finally, it was supposed to be 2 years ago pa dapat nandito na ako. But, everything happens for a reason in the right time. So I guess this is the right time.
How long is your contract with them?
Well, right now, 2 months. And then we'll see what's gonna happen in those 2 months.
Yung liga ba nila ganun lang katagal? 2 buwan lang?
No, actually, nasa kalagitnaan na sila ng
okay.
They started October 29 ata yung first game.
Alright. So medyo middle of the season na kayo, and tingnan ko nga yung record nyo, medyo hindi pa masyadong maganda yung record ninyo, and that's why they brought in some reinforcements like you, Jack. Gaano karami ang import sa lineup ng TMB?
Well, there's 2 other imports. One is American and one is Swedish American.
All right. Okay. From Serbia to France, gaano kalaki ang adjustment? Let's say, of course, with communication, with language. Mahirap bang ang adjustment, Jack?
Actually, to be honest, I think Serbia was the hardest adjustment. Kasi dito, I'm so glad lahat ng teammates ko, they can speak and understand English. Even the coach, kahit may French accent. Basta nakakasalita and understand. So wala akong problema dun. And they're just very welcoming. I just have to really catch up with the plays and their system.
In terms of culture, alam naman natin ang mga French, iba rin. Marami rin silang mga kultura at tradisyon. Are you having a difficult time adjusting maybe to some of the ways ng mga teammates mo na locals?
Wala naman so far. Feeling ko medyo acclim na ako sa French culture kasi napapanood ko sa TV, and then one of the country na gusto ko din ma-visit, and I'm grateful and lucky to be here, hindi lang visit and just also to play basketball.
Kamusta ang Toulouse? How is the place?
Oh my God. I'm in love with the place. Like, nung pagdating ko pa lang po, like, wow, it is exactly what I imagine.
Talaga? Bakit, Jack? Bakit ka na-in-love sa lugar?
Iba yung ambience, yung vibes, tapos yung infrastructure nila, yung feeling lang, feeling ko nasa movie ako. Ganun yung feeling.
Para ka nasa sine, magandang sine rin. So, I'm sure, and of course, the weather must be, malamig siguro ngayon dahil winter pa dyan.
Malamig.
All right. Well, kamustahin ko yung liga? Yung Liga de Femenine where you play, how is it? How is it different from the Serbian League so far na nakikita mo? Because I understand you have not yet played. You will play your first game tomorrow as we tape this. Kamusta so far yung nakikita mo na diferensya between the league in France and of course the league in Serbia?
I think this is highest of the highest level. Grabe pag nanonood ako ng past games nila, and most of the teams are competing in Euro Cup, Euro League. This league talaga is really like the level of competitions, like wow, there's a lot of WNBA players. It's highly scouted of the WNBA, and I think this is one of the top leagues in Europe when it comes to the women's basketball. I mean, sa mga teammates ko pa lang, parang wow, skills-wise, talent is there, and the professionalism, like wow.
Well, alam naman natin pagdating sa basketball, ang France is one of the top teams in the world, lalo-lalo na of course sa men's basketball, but we understand of course na marami ring napapadpad na mga players from France to the WNBA. Describe your team, Jack, yung TMB. How is it? Ano ang nakikita mong style nila? Are they a tall team? Are they a physical team? Kamusta ang team mo?
they're not physical. I mean, kasi sa atin di ba? Sa Pilipinas, talagang bakbakan talaga. Dito more like, play smarter talaga. Like, use your energy wisely. Ganon. And very fast, more on pick and roll, ball screen. Tapos, may mga shooters kami sa loob, yung stretch 4 namin, 5. And parang, I just have to like keep up. Like, hindi ako pwede masanay lang na, okay, back to the basket. No, I have to be comfortable playing outside kasi that's gonna be like, I'm gonna be most playing 4. Sometimes I play 5, but mostly 4. And talagang spacing talaga wide. When you get that ball, you're open. Tira ka na.
Take the shot. Oo. Actually, well, I talked to you a few months ago. Sabi mo, at sabi rin ni Coach Pat, talagang pinapractice mo yung outside shot mo, lalong-lalo na yung 3-point shot. Is that coming in handy para sa'yo? Lalong-lalo na sabi mo nga, na dyan sa team mo, kailangan tumira ka sa labas pag nabigyan ka ng bola. How is that coming along?
I mean, kahit ako nasusurprise ko yung sarili ko. I mean, this is the most jump shots I take ever in my life. I mean, even sa practice, talagang parang sabi ko, wala na, ito na yun. I mean, I have to be really comfortable, pick and roll, pick and pop, flare screen, to get the mid post, take that jumper, short corner, kasi yun talaga yung magiging laro ko.
Sabi ko nga kanina, nakita ko yung record ninyo, at least yung this year, no? And you've had a couple of losses, pero hindi malaki, no? Historically, kamustahin ko yung TMB. Ano ba pagkakaalam mo dyan sa team na yan? Yan ba naka-champion na ba yan? Yan ba may history of winning? Or talagang hirap sila?
Well, like I said, they came from LF2, the second division of this league. So this year, kasi they were the champion in LF2 last season. So this is their first ever season, I think, sa level 1. So it's really the experience, as a first-timer in this division and going up against the multiple champions team like Borge, Basketland, Lion. Lion team was owned by Tony Parker, I think.
Oo.
So many talented. I mean, this league consists of so many talented teams.
Oo. Well, nakita ko nga yung mga pangalan, no? Aminata Guye, si Kyra Lambert, and Camia Smalls. Nakita ko yung mga pangalan. It seems like ito yung mga umi-score para sa inyo. Ito mga players bang ito, how have they welcomed you into the team, Jack?
I mean, Kyra Lambert is our point guard. So she makes things easier for me, like the constant communication, like sa plays. Syempre, di pa ako familiar sa plays, so they're really helping me. And it's just so easy to move, knowing that you got a good point guard, you got a shooter. So it makes my job easier.
Oo, mas madali pag maganda ang point guard talaga, like what you have in the Philippine team. So what kind of role do you see maibibigay sa iyo dito ng team? Has the coach spoken to you about, gusto ko ang laruin mo dito big man dun sa loob, or ano nakikita mong role para sa iyo?
Well, sabi niya sa akin, he wants me to play 4 and 5. Like, sometimes 4, sometimes 5. But, of course, my rebound's gonna be pivotal here. My rebounding prowess. We talk about that. And he asked me, like, kung gusto ko daw ba rebound? Ganyan, sabi ko, yes. Like, I mean, rebound is my
Siyempre naman, no? Oo.
Yes, that's good for me. Kasi marami.
Oo. Hindi siguro siya nanonood ng scouting tape mo Puro rebounds ka ang ginagawa mo. Jack. Well, okay, in terms of that, what are your personal goals pagdating dyan sa Toulouse? Obviously, you want to get better. Ano ang nakikita mong personal goals mo now that you're part of that team?
I mean, first of all, this is my first game again in like 430
Over a year.
days.
Oh.
So, I've been waiting for this, and just to be here, my first game coming up. I just want to contribute in any way that I can in my new team, and I just want to go out there and play to feel it again. Like, I miss the feeling of being on the hard court, playing with the teammates, and making a basket. That's all I want.
How is your condition, Jack? Kamusta? How is the injury? How is your total, even your mental state? May ka ba? Kinakabahan ka ba na, alam mo naman, sabi mo nga, you're coming back from the ACL injury after over a year. How is it? How are you?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think I have an injury. Like, I had ACL surgery. Kasi when I go, like, pag nag 5-on-5 kami, nung una, I was, like, kinakabahan.
Conscious.
Pero once napawisan na ako up and down, parang wala na. Parang, na-ACL ba ako? Sabi ko, I surprised myself. Like, wow.
So talagang wala ka nang iniinda, and it's not even bothering you mentally.
No.
Galing. All right. And in terms of the training that you're getting there, you think that maganda ang binibigay sa training ng team mo?
I mean, yes, not just the training, but everybody, like, they're really taking care of me, making sure na, I'm healthy, and they're really helping me.
Oh. All right. Well, the other concern, of course, from the end of the Philippines is, of course, paano yung commitment mo sa Gilas Women's, no? Alam naman natin that you are the stalwart, you are the centerpiece of the women's national team. And may Southeast Asian Games na mangyayari sa Mayo, where we will be playing there and defending our crown, of course. And are you still committing to the team, Jack?
I mean, of course, I am. I will not go anywhere. Gilas pa din. Especially pang-tripit yung SEA Games sa Cambodia.
So, nasa kontrata mo that you will be allowed to play. How is that going to be? Nag-usap na ba kayo ni Coach Pat?
I mean, yes. Nung una, syempre, malungkot siya. Sabi niya, ini-stress mo ko eh. Okay na lahat eh. Okay na lahat eh. Kala ko di ka naaalis eh. Ngayon, ginugulo mo na naman lahat. Ginugulo mo lahat. So, yeah. I mean, I'll be in SEA Games.
For sure, ha? Alam mo, recently, nagkaroon ng diskusyon. And of course, nagkaroon ng... Yan po mga kaibigan ng panayam natin kay Jack Animan. May konti na lamang na nabanggit siya dyan, lalong-lalo na yung gaano siya kasaya to be playing as an import, and what a blessing for her, gratefulness for it. Gusto niyo po mapanood yung buong interview ni Jack, you just go to our Power and Play Facebook page at mapapanood niyo po yung buong interview ni Jack Animan dyan. Alright, before we go to our next guest, let's take a quick break with our This Week in Sports History.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Late January to February 1924 o 99 years ago, ginanap ang inaugural Winter Olympics. Mas kilala sa tawag na Chamonix 1924, ginanap ang Olympic Games sa Chamonix, France. 16 na nasyon ang sumabak dyan. May 6 na sports na ginanap dyan na kinabibilangan ng 16 na events. Kabilang sa mga nilaro dyan ay ice hockey, skating, skiing at curling. Nanguna ang Norway sa naturang Olympics na nakapag-uwi ng 17 medals, kabilang ang 4 na ginto. The inaugural Winter Olympics was held this week in sports history. And of course, the Olympics has become a huge, especially the Winter Olympics, part of the Olympic events, Olympic family, and tayo, lumalaban na rin tayo dyan. Bago ko po impasok ang ating susunod na guest, just a quick happy birthday to Rafi Catan, ng aking pong kasama dati sa Philippine Sports Commission. Happy birthday, Rafi! Sana nag-enjoy ka sa panonood ng Power and Play. Alright, at this point, let's turn on the spotlight with another celebrity in the spotlight.
Power and Play with Kom Noli Eala.
Our next guest who we put in the spotlight is now making a name and making waves. He was a member of the Gilas youth team, and of course he's part of the Gilas men's pool team that will be playing in the 6th window of the FIBA Asia qualifiers. Kasama po natin ngayon no other than Ateneo Blue Eagles freshman Mason Amos. Good morning, Mason. Thanks for joining us. Mason? Mason, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello, how are you?
Good, great. Good to see you. Thank you for making time this morning. I've been wanting to get to talk to you, but first of all, it's good to see you. Are you in your dorm? Where are you right now, Mason?
I'm in the dorm, yeah.
Yeah, all right. That's good in Ateneo. A lot of people are very interested, of course, with you because you're now part of the Gilas pool, and of course you're entering also the UAAP. So let me get to that first before I ask you about your playing here in the Philippines. First of all, I understand that you have a Phil-Aussie, a Filipino father and a Phil-American mom. Where do you trace your roots in the Philippines, Mason?
Well, because my dad's like full Filipino, he's Kapampangan, so he's actually from Pampanga. So I actually come from Angeles City. So
okay, all right,
yeah.
So it is not Amos; it's Amos.
It's Amos.
Oh, it's Amos. All right, let me just get that out of the way. All right, did your dad being a full Filipino and your mom, of course, is half? Did you grow up in a traditional Pinoy household?
Yeah, so both my parents speak Tagalog. Of course, I don't because I was brought up in Australia, but both my parents are fluent with it. They're really good at speaking it. So yeah, I was born in a Pinoy household. So
and you ate Filipino food. You had Filipino traditions and everything.
Yep.
Why were your parents working in Australia? That's why you became a Filipino Australian?
Yeah, so what happened was my dad lived in the Philippines and he moved to New Zealand, and then his family moved to Australia, and then that's where I met my mom, because my mom was in the Philippines too, but she moved to Australia with her family.
All right.
And then just from there, I grew up there. I was born there, and yeah, that's where I brought up.
All right. Well, the first time I saw you, an alumni of the Ateneo, and I am an alumni as well, showed me your picture, and you looked like you were built like a rugby player. Big shoulders. Did you play the sport?
I unfortunately didn't, but I had some lapses where in high school I would try it, and it's a rough sport. I'm so used to the physicality because Australians they're big, so it's like you're always versing someone bigger than you or as big as you. So yeah, so the physicality is there.
I understand that you have siblings who are also into sports. How many siblings do you have, Mason?
I've actually got 4 brothers, so I'm the middle child.
Wow. And all of you play basketball?
So my 2 older brothers, they don't, but my 2 younger brothers do. So.
And who introduced you to basketball, Mason?
Definitely my father, because he played in the New Zealand NBL in New Zealand. So he had a lot of experience. He taught me everything I know today. So he was the one that really put a basketball in my hands.
Did you have an idol player growing up? Obviously, you were playing. You're in New Zealand. You grew up there, and you saw a lot of these Australians, Aussies playing. But was there a particular player that you idolized?
In Australia, I really looked up to Paddy Mills when I was younger because I used to watch him play. Because he did a lot of exhibition games in Australia that I would attend to, like when it was Australia versus New Zealand. I'd always watch Paddy Mills because he's humble and he's an amazing player. He can shoot from anywhere. So,
is that where your 3-point shooting comes from? Well, anyway.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, but did you know anything about Philippine basketball? Were you introduced to Philippine basketball, and when were you introduced to it?
So when I was 12, my dad showed me some clips of the UAAP, and ever since then, I've been like keeping in touch with it, watching YouTube on the games and stuff like that, and it became a dream. And so did the PBA, because I've always watched the PBA. I watch the finals every year. But the UAP, like, I've always wanted to experience that atmosphere, because the first game I went to, it was really loud. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, and now you're living the dream, so to speak. You are going to be playing with the Ateneo Blue Eagles in the UAP. And, let me quote an interview that you had back in April 25 of 2022. You said that I felt Ateneo was the place that I would develop the most and that I can really excel with in education. Let's start with the education. What course are you going to take at the Ateneo?
I'm doing interdisciplinary studies.
All
so I'll be doing education and communication.
How important is that for you, the education part?
It's up there, because you don't know how long your career will be with basketball. Anything can happen. So you always got to have a backup, and I feel like education is there to help you in the future, like when you don't have basketball. So it's really important to me.
Is Ateneo all that you had expected? You said that you were watching the UAP, and obviously a lot of teams recruited you, but you chose Ateneo. In terms of the campus, in terms of the education, is it all that you had dreamed of and expected?
Well, yeah, like the community here is amazing. They're very supportive. The education system here, it's very tough. So I know what to expect at the school. But other than that, like the team, the coaching staff, they're all supportive, and that's all I want from a school, really. Like, they're really supportive. It's a good environment to be around.
You were there when Ateneo won its championship in season 85, and clearly, they embraced you early, knowing that you will be playing with the Blue Eagles next season. How significant was it for you to see that moment, the championship moment, and knowing that you can be part of that?
Well, in my eyes, it really enlightened me, because I had a vision that it could be us this year with this season, and it's pushing me to work harder, and the team to work harder, because we want to be in those shoes again. Mm-hmm. And seeing like all the seniors, Dave, Ange, and BJ, all going on, and to have their last championship and to witness it in person, it's a great experience. Like it doesn't get better than that. So.
You mentioned Dave Ildefonso, BJ Andrade, and of course Ange Kwame, who are leaving the program. They have graduated. Well, of course, Dave has left earlier. Ateneo's lost 3 key players. How do you see your role as you fill in the shoes of these, very, very prominent players of the Ateneo?
Well, of course, there's a lot of pressure, but I said this every other time. Like, I'm just taking it step by step, training and seeing where it can get me, because I know that there's high standards from everyone else, but I'm just worrying about the team, and I'm trying to see how we can cope going into the preseason. So it's a matter of how we click as a team, and I think that will get us over the line.
How do you size up your team right now? Given the loss of the 3 veterans, and there are a couple of 4 of you maybe coming in, including Bongo and Brown and Obasa. How do you see the team right now, Mason?
Well, the next group coming up, they're big shoes to fill with those 3 going, but I think the guys that we have coming in, they're really they work hard at training. They're very skilled players. They're very good with the decision making. So like they're already top notch at the moment, and I can see us in the same shoes as Dave, BJ, and Ange, because we're putting in the work, and that's what we're focusing on.
Of course, the centerpiece of the Ateneo program is Coach Tab Baldwin, and he was a major part of the recruitment team bringing you to the Katipunan campus. What have you learned so far? In your time with Coach Tab, what have you learned from Coach Tab?
Well, with Coach Tab, he's the biggest basketball critique out there. He loves basketball. He picks out the little things, like even the little things I do wrong, he fixes it, and I can't thank him enough because he's making me better as a person and a player.
In particular, Mason, is there a particular part of your game that you hope you can improve as you come closer to season 86?
Well, obviously, my athleticism is number one. I've always wanted to improve my jumping ability to help me on defense too, because at the international level as well, everyone's a lot bigger and more athletic. So I got to get to the point where I can handle those guys. And same with the UAP. It's a physical game, so being mentally and physically strong is where I need to be.
Are you looking forward to the atmosphere of the UAP?
Oh yeah, it was a dream. So when I step on that court, it's going to be a dream come true.
Absolutely. Let's go jump into Gilas. Of course, you were part of the under 18 team of the Philippines. You played in Tehran, and you were the best player out there for the Philippines, averaging over 24 points a game, over close to 6 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and a steal, a ball game. And you were just amazing when I watched you. How significant and what does it mean for you to be part of the men's pool now that you've been selected by Coach Chot Reyes?
Well, it's not very often where someone my age gets an opportunity like this to be in the Gilas pool. So in my opinion, it's the biggest blessing that's ever happened to me. It's hard to explain, but being able to train with PBA players that you've watched when you're growing up, there's nothing more like it. So it's helping me develop my game. I'm learning a lot from the older players too. And being around good coaches and good players makes me better. So it's really a big push.
I had Coach Tim Cohn just a while ago, and he was all praises for you, particularly your outside shooting. He said he has not seen a guy with that kind of size and that kind of shooting. Obviously, big words from a legendary coach. What has been your biggest learnings and takeaways so far in your Monday practices?
Well, just the way the PBA players move with the ball, it's really giving me an edge in decision making. They all make a pass. Like for example, if Scotty Thompson drives, when he's going to make the pass. Like they all know these little things that a lot of people don't see on the actual court. Their work that they put in off the court it's crazy. And this is what makes them great. And that's what I try and learn from them. I talk to all of them after trainings, try and get as much tips as I can.
And what do you think do you bring to the team that will hopefully convince them to give you a crack at the final 12?
Well, obviously, shooting is the biggest thing that I think I can bring to the table. I work on it a lot. I shoot a lot of shots every day, and I think that's the reason why I was selected, because I can stretch the floor as a big, and with my size, it's easier to get a shot off.
Who has been, the most welcoming, most impressive, player in the pool so far for you? I mean, somebody that has really embraced you in the team, Mason.
Well, Brown Lee, actually. I had to guard him in the first training.
Terrific, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. He's fast, he's strong, he can get to the basket, he can shoot from anywhere, so it's hard to really stay in front of him.
Well, being around those players obviously is a great experience, and I'm very happy for you, really, and I really hope that you continue to grow, not only for Ateneo but also for the Philippine basketball program. And this brings me to my next question. You mentioned about the Ateneo welcome. You're getting very good exposure with Gilas training, and of course you mentioned about the education part in the Ateneo. Is this enough to say that you are committed to finishing your eligibility in the UAAP with Ateneo?
Well, I feel like it's too early to really say anything about the eligibility part, but all I can say is that I'm ready for this season coming, and whatever opportunity presents itself, I can look into it. But at the moment, my focus is Ateneo and Gilas. I'm trying to represent the country if I can, and represent my school.
Are you surprised about the attention that you're getting?
Well, being in the Gilas pool, there's a lot of attention that comes with it because it's the top of the best of the best players in the Philippines. So I'm getting used to it, but it was a big shock at first. Like, I wasn't expecting all this attention. So,
well, you will be getting this for sure, and it will be for a very long time because of the kind of game that you have shown. Mason, before I let you go, you're very young in your career. You're new. Of course, you're starting a really good one. What are your personal goals? What do you hope, you'd be in about maybe 3-4 years from now?
Well, my dream is to be a professional basketball player. That's what I've always looked into from a young age. And if that comes true, then yeah, my end goal is to be professional. But goals coming 3 to 4 years, also finishing my education. That's one goal that I've always set out to do, is to finish my education here in college. And yeah, so that's my goal.
And of course, bringing maybe a couple of championships, maybe 2-3 championships to the Ateneo. All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. And I thank you for joining us today. Good luck on Gilas. Good luck at the Ateneo. And we will see you around. One big fight, Amos.
One big fight. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yan po mga kaibigan ang ating pinakabagong basketball star, Mason Amos ng Gilas Pool. As Coach Tim Cone said, you've never seen a guy like him. He's 6'7", 6'8". He has handles. He can shoot the ball. He can pass and he can drive. Ranidel de Ocampo pero may handles. Just an incredible talent, and I'm just so excited to see him sa UAAP. Hopefully makita natin kaagad, and of course sana he cracks the final 12 sa Gilas Pool. Alright, at this point, before we end our show, gusto ko lang pong i-announce ang lahat ng mga nanalo sa ating Joyride Super App Top Up promo ngayong araw pong ito. Ang mananalo po ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits from Joyride Super App, si Jeffrey Maniego, Weng Villafuerte, Mais Ramirez, Jose Cristel Fabroa, at si Micah Banal. Congratulations to all of you. 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits from Joyride Super App. No? Alright, and of course, sa ating pong pinupulsuhan ngayong araw na to, basahin ko lang yung mga nagpadala sa Twitter, no? Sabi ni Aris Ignacio for the West, Jamal Murray from the East, Trey Young from JB at IMJ Jeep Free, si Darius Garland, sabi rin niya si Fox Brunson and The Beard, plus AD. Ako, I agree with AD. Si AD parang si Zion Williamson lang yan. 29 games ang kanyang nilaro. Like Zion Williamson, and yet Zion is in the All-Star game, siya wala. From Maki, sabi niya, hindi, iba pala to. He was commenting on Mason Amos. Si Jeffrey Nuevo, sabi niya si James Harden. Let me see. Dito po sa ating Facebook, ang sabi naman ni Zyril Aguilar, Butler is the most snubbed player in the NBA All-Star right now. Ern Rob, sabi niya, De'Aaron Fox po, winning record for Sacramento Kings in a very, very long time. Sabi ni Resty Concepcion, Sabonis should be out. Without Pinoy bias, Jordan Clarkson should be in the All-Star. Abnazar Jimenez Abdul Sabur, sabi niya, James Harden, always playing great pero di kasama, gawa na lang ng All-Star snubbed weekend. Art Castro, James Harden, at si Fox, at si Roger Afalsa, dapat sana sinama si Bolbol ng Magic, at si James Harden, at si Jimmy Butler. Marami po nagpadala, but again, thank you for all of you for making our Saturday morning again as interesting as ever. Marami po salamat. Magsama-sama ulit tayo next week for another episode, another exciting episode ng Power and Play. Kagaya po lagi ng sinasabi namin tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit at sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH, teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Happy Sports Weekend mga kapatid! More power, more play!
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-sama pakita ang galing natin katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, Pilipino, yan ang Pinoy.
Power and Play with Kom